All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Patel. I'm the founder of 2400 Expert. And in this video, I'm going to cover a little bit about our Orange County new SAT prep course. So just as an introduction to myself, I actually in high school raised my own SAT score from average to perfect. I've written some #1 best-selling books for both the SAT and the ACT. And now I've started 2400 Expert to help other students achieve their dreams. And so we've had thousands of students go to Ivy League colleges, win millions in scholarships, and some have even gotten perfect SAT scores themselves. In addition, I'm currently an MD and MBA student at both USC and Yale. And so, yeah, that's a little bit of background about myself and the company. So what I want to cover now is essentially our Orange County course for parents looking to enroll their students. Now, the first thing I'm going to answer is probably the most frequently asked question among students is, when should my child start studying for the SAT? And the answer to this question is really as soon as possible. Many people wait to have their child be, spring of their junior year or maybe even fall of their senior year before they start studying. And the problem with that is spring of your junior year is often a very busy time. You have AP exams and finals. Fall of your senior year is full of college applications. And so usually the student doesn't have enough time to dedicate to SAT prep, which often takes dozens, if not hundreds of hours to get ready for. And so my advice is to start as early as possible. We notice that students in our courses who start as freshmen or sophomores typically end up getting the highest SAT score improvements. They get into the best colleges and they win the most scholarships. Now, our location in Orange County is at a beautiful, beautiful office location. It's called the Irvine Atrium. The conference room is absolutely spectacular, so I'm really excited to hold classes there. Um, One thing you guys want to think about with respect to the new SAT that's coming out in 2016 is there's also a new PSAT. So for parents of students who are sophomores or younger, you want to be thinking about that PSAT coming up in October of their junior year. So the PSAT, the one and only reason that the PSAT matters is to qualify for national merit in your junior year. What is national merit? Well, it's an awesome accolade to have on your college application. It's also a $2,500 scholarship. And many universities, just because you're a national merit scholar, will give you a half tuition to full tuition scholarship worth anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. So for example, my alma mater, USC, automatically gives you a half tuition scholarship. So that's $25,000 a year times 4 years equals $100,000 just because you're a national merit scholar. So how do you become a national merit scholar? Well, really, you just have to score high on your PSAT in October of your junior year. How high do you need to score? Well, the PSAT is going to a new scoring scale. Previously, it was out of 240 points. Now it's going to be out of 1520 points. And so I estimate that the cutoff for California students will be about 1400 this year in 2016. Now, it changes every year based on how competitive the scores are among your entire state for that year. But typically, the cutoffs are usually around the same for each state. Now, California's cutoff is higher than maybe a less competitive state such as Nevada, whereas that's where I'm from and that's where I qualified for national merit. So you will really need to get ready for that PSAT. So how do you get ready for the PSAT? Well, really you just study for the SAT because the PSAT is just an easier version of the SAT. If you study for the SAT, you'll be over prepared for the PSAT. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't think about with respect to the SAT is scholarships. So everyone knows a high SAT score can get you into a great college, but a high SAT score can also pay for college by getting you scholarships. And the secret to winning scholarships is to apply for local scholarships. I learned this my senior year in high school. I applied for 100 scholarships, won 20 of them that were equal to about $250,000, so I didn't have to pay for college at all. But what I realized is pretty much all the scholarships I won were local scholarships offered to students in my city or state. This reduces the competition down significantly. So for Orange County students, I highly, highly recommend looking into the Orange County Community Foundation. That's a local scholarship foundation that gives away millions of dollars of scholarships strictly to Orange County students. So that's going to be where you want to focus a lot of your efforts in terms of applications for scholarships, as well as, getting your high SAT score to get those scholarships, right? So why should you take an Orange County SAT course with us in January and February, right? So we have 6-week courses, and I'm recommending everyone to take the March 2016 SAT. That's going to be the first administration of the new version of the SAT. The reason that you want to take that particular administration is because the curve is going to work in your favor if you're prepared for that test. What I mean by that is most students are not going to be prepared for the new version of SAT. It's going to be foreign to them. But for the few students that are ready for it, such as those taking the 6-week 2400 expert course before that March 2016 SAT, that curve is going to work amazingly well for you. This actually happened back when I was in high school. The SAT was changing from the 1600 version to the 2400 version. And the students that took that first administration of the 2400 version of the SAT ended up doing very well on the SAT. I remember students getting 2400, 2390, 2380, 2320, all at my high school because they were ready for that test, whereas everyone else wasn't. In addition, March is a really good time to take your SAT. I know most people wait until May or June to take their SAT, and that makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know why college counselors recommend that to students. May and June, think about what time of year that is. That's AP time, that's finals time. Do you think you're going to have a lot of time to study for the SAT during that time? Probably not. You probably have more time to study for the SAT in January and February, knock it out in March, then focus on your APs in May, focus on your finals in June, and that would be a really, really good game plan. Anyway, that's just a brief overview for our Orange County students looking to enroll in our January and February SAT prep courses with 2400 Expert. Hope to see you soon.